man to man. We're gonna talk face to face. He wasn't focused on the fight in front of him. You know?
How hard is it for you to keep your focus on this fight? Past
Not
the
hard
fight?
at all, because all the do's and don'ts have been set out before us, right?
Over the last few weeks.
Over the last 1,000 years.
Right.
There's everything's laid out of, well, this works and this doesn't work. So now you can just look at everybody before you and say, well, that's probably not a good idea, so I'm not going to do that. That has worked, so I'm going to do that. So it's not. I said in the interview yesterday, I think people make things a lot more complicated than they have to be. We've just seen, what was the other upset that just recently happened? Ruiz and what?
Ruiz.
Was there another one?
There was
No. What the PBC upset on Fox.
Charlo.
Charlo Harrison.
Yeah.
Well, no, the
There was
herd.
Herd
Herd,
J-Rock.
And, you know, just people,
They didn't expect
I think
that.
people just kind of overlooking their opponent. And
if you look at it historically, it always
and we can
winds
go
up
back
being-
historically, but what if I just look at those past two fights? What other reasons do I need to, you know, for me to say I don't need to be worrying or focused on anything else? But even before those two fights, I've also, if you look at my other interviews, people ask me about what about after this fight, what about after that fight. I don't care about any other fights than the one I have signed. That's the only thing that I should be worried about. That's nothing else is none of my. Everything else, that's none of my business. So.
Okay, how about the drama surrounding your opponent and their
The what?
the dad?
What about it? The drama?
Well,
It's kind of off the rails, basically.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Are you aware of it? Oh, okay. That's
yeah, but you know, I mean,
No, that's helpful.
yeah. Then
If you don't know, then
yeah,
that's
yeah. That has
Oh,
again.
yeah.
That's one of those things that has nothing to do with me. And as long as he behaves while we're in arm's distance, or you know, next to each other, not because I'm threatening him, but I'm just saying, as long as he's behaving around me, then nothing else is any of my business. You know, so.
Focus
I don't really
on
know
what's
any.
in front of you. Take the next task. Move on to the next
I
task.
wasn't even aware of.
Oh yeah.
his behavior,
The
I
dad's
guess.
off the rails,
Oh, well,
and has threatened multiple reporters,
yeah. Well,
gyms.
and
I'll say
you,
that. I already can see where this video is going to take. Yeah, the dude's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse my French, but he is.
well, I mean, clearly he is. If he thinks his son is gonna take what's mine, everything I've worked for after everything I've been through to get here, and he thinks he can just step in. And there's even a quote. There was a PBC Father's Day article put out about me, my father, Kenny Porter, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman and his dad, and Mike Lee and his dad. And the very last quote was, after he wins this world title, he'll go on to chase another dream. So not only have you not been committed to the sport this far, and you still think you can beat me, but you're also someone who, after you beat me, you just think that you're not even someone who loves the sport enough or is committed to the sport enough to go on and do even greater things in the sport. You're just going to do this and then go on to something else. That's not how it works. So,
You're extremely down to earth. You're not carrying the current attitude that most people take in of I'm the best in the world. Say whatever you want. I don't care who I offend. How are you keeping such a balance in your life?
well, to be honest, I don't really think that I have to run around saying all that for me to be that. You know? So, I told them a saying the other day that a lot of times we shouldn't act as important as we are because most of the time we're not as important as we think we are. And, you know, so I don't feel the need to run around saying that all the time. There's a time and a place for it, and there's times that I get amped up and I'll happily remind somebody of who I am and what I can do. But I don't really feel like I have to get on these interviews and just go batshit crazy, as you said. And for me to prove that I'm the best, because I already feel like I'm the best. I'm a world champion.
Okay,
So what do I have to?
let's say Mike's watching this right now and his deranged father, which is going to get a little more help than that to do with it at this point. What's your message to your opponent?
Good luck. Because there's no, just show up. Don't pull out. So, and try to get that Tempur-Pedic sponsorship. So July 20th, you're going to sleep. This fight's not going 12 rounds. Did I say that I was going to beat Jose after a year layoff and a broke hand and hand surgery, and none of you guys wanted to believe me? Did I do what I say I was going to do? I'm telling you, July 20th, it's not going 12 rounds.
What do you want to stop? How quick?
It doesn't matter. It's not going 12 rounds.